Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your March 2022 mid-month general readings. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of March, and this reading is for the water sign of Cancer. Welcome, everyone. I hope, as I always do, that you're all doing well. Thanks for taking the time to be here and for all that you do in support of this channel. Your likes, shares, subscribing, or simply even just watching the videos, your comments, feedbacks, it's all greatly appreciated. Thank you. So this is for Cancer, the water sign of Cancer for the last 2 weeks of March 2022. That's if your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign is in Cancer. It's relevant if you're cross-watching for a Cancerian. It's a general reading, of course, so watch all of your signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for any additional insight and perspective into what's going on in your life currently. And if you find that something does resonate with you and you'd like to perhaps take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else. Feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. You can also get that same contact info by clicking on the little arrow, the description link attached to this video. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I can usually respond the same day with more information, so message me if you're interested. I'd be happy to hear from you. Okay, Cancer, let's move right into this and see what the last 2 weeks of March look like for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with Legacy of the Divine. Okay, Cancer. All right, Cancer, we begin with the King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, a fire sign or somebody who's showing up as a fire sign, a king, but this is a general reading, so it could be a female, as relevant in this situation. Interesting that Leo, and sometimes I feel when I read for you, Cancer, I'm reading for people that are on the Cancer-Leo cusp and vice versa too. So with the King of Wands, we have the Knight of Coins. The slower, steadier knight. He's cautious, detail-oriented. Knights usually represent offers and opportunities for change and the speed at which a situation may move. So this is a little bit slower. Next, we have the King of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Might be you. Might be another water sign or someone showing up as a water sign who's relevant in this situation. With the Knight of Cups, an offer or opportunity coming in driven by love, support, encouragement. Could be anything from a direct, blatant love offer, a date, something like that, or something even deeper than that. Next, we have the Six of Cups, the secondary soulmate card, also a card typically associated with long-term connections or historical connections, childhood, family, roots of origin, old friends, old lovers, the sense of being childlike or looking at things through rose-colored glasses or having that sort of childlike faith in things. With the Ten of Coins, long-term stability and security, could be financial material, could be inheritance. There's a strong connection to home and family with this as well. So for some of you, it might be an inheritance thing or something to do with your family, roots of origin family. From the bottom of the deck, representing overall energy for the last 2 weeks of March, we have the Three of Coins, something that also strongly showed up for Leo as well. The Three of Coins is teamwork, cooperation, compromise, negotiation, collaboration on a common cause or common project or common goal, or trying to get everyone on the same page to agree on the same thing. I'm going to pull one more. The Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There you are. It's interesting that we do have the Three of Coins and two Kings, one of which is a natural counterpart for you, the King of Cups, and then that King of Wands. It may be for some of you in the realm of love and romance that you have two different suitors or people or two different love options here. both of which are coming with the energy of knights, although the King of Wands is much more slow and much more cautious. Let's clarify the overall energy of the Three of Coins. The Eight of Swords, feeling bound, feeling helpless, feeling like you can't affect a change in something. The Two of Cups, a traditional soulmate card. The Emperor, somebody who perhaps is a bit on the domineering or controlling side, or an Aries, which is a fire sign, just like this King of Wands. So this is clarifying you and the Three of Coins, this compromise negotiation, which represents, again, very similar to Leo. Leo's reading is stuck in negotiations. It could be stuck in negotiations in terms of anything outside of love and romance. It could be inside of love and romance too. There's definitely a thread of a karmic connection here. You have the two traditional soulmate cards, which are the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. So there is an element of karmic connection here, meaning regardless of whether it's love and romance or not, although I think for many of you it is, there's a sense of this, there's a karmic quality to this needing to be worked through, whether it's from a previous past life or some kind of soul contract you agreed on, something like that. But you feel stuck. You feel like you don't know what to do. It feels here like you may be connected. Both of these kings may be individuals. It's a general reading, so they might be queens as well, depending on which side of the fence you're on. It feels like for some of you that you've known both of these people for a fair amount of time, a significant even period of time. But it may be that one of them you're romantically connected with and the other one you're not currently, but they would like to be. Because there's a pretty distinctive offer coming from the King of Cups with this Knight of Cups, Cancer. But I'm feeling like you're waiting on the King of Wands to come through with something, even though the King of Wands is being slower. So it may be that you're involved with this person, but there's another option. But for some of you, it may be that you just have these two distinctive options here in some way, shape, or form, but that you feel you can't, you don't know what to do, you're stuck. Let's clarify this King of Wands. Two of Swords, someone who's reluctant or resistant to make a choice, to make a decision, to take a path of action. Seven of Wands, Seven of Coins, wanting to hold on to what they've built into. Perhaps it feels like this King of Wands is afraid, doesn't want to make a choice, make a decision one way or the other, because they're fundamentally afraid somehow of losing that which they have built up. I'm not quite sure why the King of Wands would feel like making a decision towards you or bringing some kind of offer towards you, why they would be afraid of losing what they've built up, which means it probably doesn't have anything to do with you, or less to do with you and more to do with their own painful past or history. But somebody here is taking their time or not wanting to make a decision to take action, move forward, because they're afraid. They're afraid they're going to lose that which they have built up, which could be financial, material, emotional, all of that kind of stuff, probably based on some experience they've had in the past. But it looks like the King of Cups here is quite open and willing, as the King of Water, the King of Emotion would be, to make an offer. But let's clarify this Knight of Coins that's with the King of Wands. What's this Knight of Coins? Justice, doing the right thing. Four of Coins, doesn't want to share, doesn't want to give up, doesn't want to have the responsibility to take care of, because they're afraid they're going to have less. Very self kind of oriented energy there. This may be for some of you, some of the, one of the textbook traditional love stories we see of somebody being in a relationship with somebody who, that they're completely in love with and completely obsessed with and don't want to leave, even though this person, just doesn't treat them very well, even though on the outside there's somebody else, a friend of theirs or somebody who loves them and would give them everything they want and need, but the other person can't see it because they're still with this other person. There's a thread here of it feeling that way for some of you. Let's clarify this King of Cups, who's coming with this Knight of Cups. This King of Cups is a totally different energy. King of Cups. Ace of Cups. New emotional beginnings, new love and romance, temperance, patience, healing, balance, neither one thing nor the other. A very spiritual card as well, the Four of Wands, one of the happy home, wedding, marriage cards. Okay. Yeah, it's quite clear that this King of Cups would quite clearly offer it all on a silver platter. Versus the King of Wands. God bless the King of Wands, but it feels like this person has a lot of issues. They're worried, okay, if I do this, will this happen? If I do that, will this happen? It's all complicated for them, right? Clarify the Knight of Cups that's coming with the King of Cups. Clarify the Knight of Cups. The King of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, and the Page of Cups. Little messages, flirtation, but it's also positive messages. You know what I feel like here? It feels like this King of Swords is not relevant in terms of a romantic way, except it feels like this King of Swords is also part of the situation or on the periphery or influential somehow. And this King of Swords is actually encouraging you to accept this offer from the King of Cups or be more open-minded to this offer from the King of Cups. And if it's just you have two choices between two different people, it feels like there's also another person who's saying, I think you should consider this other person or consider this other option here. Like the King of Swords is vouching for or encouraging you towards the King of Cups. Clarify the Six of Cups, the card of long-term connection, attachment, or family. Clarify the Six of Cups. The Three of Coins again, compromise, negotiation. The Nine of Swords, stress, anxiety, worry, insomnia, sleeplessness, the Hermit. Very similar to Leo's. It's like feeling stuck that something you've been waiting on or wanting for some time just isn't going anywhere, and you despair of it ever going anywhere. Clarify the Ten of Coins, that this long-term stability and security of not having to worry about your future, financially, materially, emotionally, is not, feeling like it's not going to happen, at least with this one person or first option, which is that King of Wands. Clarify the Ten of Coins. The Ten of Swords, surrendering to a painful ending. The Five of Coins, insufficiency and lack, financial, material, emotionally, feeling shut out, rejected, not good enough. And I think this is what's underneath it. It may be for some of you, because this is a general reading, it's not going to turn out the same way for all of you. But it may be for some of you that this just, what you're waiting on from with the King of Wands person situation, you're not going to get the long-term security and stability that you're looking for there. That the King of Cups is offering so freely and so lovingly. For many of you, this is the underlying fear that if you choose to continue to stay in a situation which is starting to feel like it doesn't have any hope of going anywhere after all this time, then if you continue, that you may just end up kind of out on this, well, maybe not out on the streets, but just out, right? Betrayed, alone, abandoned, and still feeling rejected, abandoned, not good enough, that it would cost you too much to stay with this person. That's this underlying fear and discouragement, because I'm feeling that kind of over this reading. It's like, it's not that there aren't other options, there are, and it feels like there's one quite clearly in front of you that's offering at least the picture of everything that you want, and you're being encouraged to be open to that. But I get it too. It feels like your heart is still currently tied up in something else, someone else, and that's where you feel stuck. And again, it wouldn't be ethical, of course, to be totally in love with somebody else and to, your heart isn't free to offer somebody else. But I think you're being encouraged to be open to this other person. But I don't see any specific action being taken during this period of time. It's a short period of time, right? Just 2 weeks. This is just kind of showing what you're going through. And again, it's quite similar to Leo's reading. I really feel like some of you are on the Cancer-Leo cusp. And it's quite clearly a relationship reading for the majority of you too. But it also feels like there's financial and material security and stability, as a function here. For example, if you're in a relationship with this King of Wands individual for a long time, you still function very independent in it. Like this person, isn't taking care of you or isn't taking care of you in that sort of way, and probably has an aversion to doing so, which means that you could, invest yourself in this relationship long term and at the end still, not be in a very good position, because it's a practical influence, right? Money, finances, feeling like you have some stability and security when you're in a relationship or a partnership with someone. It's an influencing factor, and it feels like it's kind of tied up in here too. But there's just this sense of not knowing what to do, kind of feeling stuck and not really taking any action during this period of time, which may be for the best. I'm not seeing action being indicated at this time, except perhaps just to kind of keep yourself open to the idea that you may have to, that the thing that where you most want it to come from, it may not, that may not work out well. So just being open to the idea of a different path. So let's end with any advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit, messages from Spirit for Cancer for the last 2 weeks of March 2022. The Four of Swords, a temporary withdrawal, rest, recuperate, take better care of yourself, get enough proper food, hydration, rest. The Four of Swords is taking a temporary break from a conflict, so it's particularly during the last 2 weeks of March, which is what we're looking at. No decisive actions. Actually, as a matter of fact, take a step back and kind of focus on yourself for a little while. Take care of yourself. Take better care of yourself. The Star. The Star is a card of renewed and restored hope, faith, and optimism. It's a card that represents not giving up. And it's unclear whether it's not giving up, in this situation with the King of Wands, or just not giving up entirely. But it's a card that represents having faith in that which we cannot yet see. Which again is a similar thing to Leo's reading as well. The Ace of Swords is success and epiphanies and a way being carved out for you. So this is going to work out for you one way or the other, Cancer. It's just a question of take a little step back during this short period of time, the last 2 weeks of March. Take care of yourself. Take maybe a particular focus on taking better physical care of yourself during this time. Okay, Cancer, those are your messages for the last 2 weeks of March 2022. I hope they were helpful to you, or at least validating in whatever it is you might be going through right now. Again, if any of this resonates with you enough that you would like to reach out for a personal reading, perhaps take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. You can also get that contact info by clicking on the description link attached to this video. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the April general readings. Take care until then. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.